Okay.
I think one of a big challenge that a lot of people find is commitment. Because people are there's so much more vying for your attention here. And because the sense of community is not as strong, you don't feel accountable to your community to make a difference as much as the team. And like I was just thinking about like times where I've been at a group where it's like, okay, let's open up this Bible. We're gonna read a Bible passage. What do you think? Get to it. How does it relate to your life? Almost always the relation is to an emotional thing, not a physical thing. Which would be very different than at least you haven't done the same thing in Latin America. They're like, oh man, yeah, that reminds me of my cousin. Like, like my cousin who's locked up in the house because we have no way of treating people with mental illness in this area or something. Where over here it's kind of just like, oh, that made me feel about that time, and it's a lot more. So I think that the cities need to work a little bit harder to get to the physical level. Because everyone wants to pretend as though they got it together. It's a little more pretentious.
Perhaps the key is, again, the spiritual and the social. So the spiritual is the key for some people to come together, but it's a very intentional, work ethic. That's also I think for the centro, the challenge is not forming small groups to just address the needs of a small group, right? Really, from like an organizing model, how does the small group feel empowered to have an impact on the community around them? It's the stone in the water, it's how does this and ripple out? But I think that what I've seen, for example, again, using Latin America as an example, around what's happening with denationalization issue of the republic, right? The work that we've done in some of the parishes at the Cardinal but you have people who they can't solve the problem in the entire country, but they're not trying to, right? But if this parish over here works on addressing the issue, around them, and the neighboring parish starts working around that issue, and their neighboring parish starts, and so eventually you see that a whole region becomes united around a particular issue or issues, and then they start supporting each other. And I think that that's something that, I think our American culture, in some ways, has killed that cooperative spirit that I think was always part of Latin American heritage. It becomes so isolated and so individualistic that we lose that sense of community, we lost that sense of community. And unfortunately, in a very short period of time. Even when I think about growing up, I used to be able to go trick-or-treating, and I knew the people on my block. I don't know the people in my building,
So this is something that's been lost.
Christian-based communities within one parish that were like extended out to like each of the different rural areas. But they did like events where each of the catechists from those communities would come together for these like leadership trainings and celebrations and things. And there was this sense of community even among 84 small communities that they were all part of something together, and there was this, working together, this collaboration that happened. I think as we talked about neighboring communities, even though they weren't all meeting collectively together, doing faith sharing and these action steps, there was still this uniting together that would be like, I couldn't imagine how that works in the United So it was great to be surprised by that, and then trying to translate that then
the key is starting with the individual needs, being in the U.S. Like I know, again, Latin America, from what I know, it seems more people there are more focused on helping others than really kind of helping themselves. And it is kind of more of like a hidden, like you don't really focus so much on like family problems and everybody else as much. But when you hear that so and so is having a problem, at least that's what I see in regards to here, where it's more about look at me, I have all these issues, how do I help this out? So until we're able to lead in a way for weeks, and then kind of from there broaden out to, look, now your community is in need, how can we help it out? Then I think that's almost really, but I'm almost afraid that if we just say, let's talk about community, well, I don't really know them. I don't have a personal touch. Yeah. So
I feel like some of the difficulties with that is that people are going through the same struggles, but they're not connecting that those are part of a larger narrative of the struggles that we're in our communities. So it is this like kind of more individualistic culture of like I just need to take care of my family, and like we have to hide the fact that going through this struggle or this challenge and keep appearances and so I guess for me it's like how do you start connecting the dots that you're not alone in this struggle and that there's other people that are going through what they would call individual struggles. They're actually community struggles. I don't know how to broad like how do we start to begin to conversation.
even the smallers.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember when we went to Albany. You remember the Doñas? There were tons of Doñas there. They wanted to talk about their rent.
Yeah.
Alright? But one of the ladies that was supposed to like lead the conversation on rent just started talking about her own rent situation. Like, and that was it. Like, it was about how can I get mine, and you can see that over and over.
Yeah, that's sorry, I moved over here because my butt was hurting on stool. No. Yeah, it's funny, when we've organized in the past, like, forums on different issues, and so what will happen is that people will come and they'll ask a question that relates to their specific situation and then leave. We can say, well, no, you need to stay because this information is maybe valuable to a neighbor, to a family member. It's like, no, thanks, I got my question answered, I'm out. And so it's, again, expanding the vision, right? How do we think of ourselves and our communities, It's definitely a challenge. Only we can be Christians like Christ.
He was from a small community.
What?
Everybody knew each other in Nazareth.
And you know, they didn't even like him, but that's all right.
Exactly, but he was still part of the family. I bet if somebody from Capernaum talked about him, they would have had a problem.